lot of people who struggle with that when they have persons who come from North or South America, and they have this verbiage that really makes people feel uncomfortable. How do you effectively communicate this particular scenario? My boss swears in every 5 sentences. Like, how do I tell him I don't like that? I prefer you not communicate that way to me. How do they effectively communicate that?
So several things at play, and I could even think back to times where that's been a situation for me too, where to be honest with you, before I actually had that self-awareness and that understanding, it would be such a turnoff that there's nothing. It's almost like a wall goes up, because you can't respect that person if you feel like the way that they're communicating is a way that you don't appreciate, you don't value, you don't respect. Yeah. But in another environment, that type of behavior may have no effect. So again, it's understanding where they're coming from, taking the mindset that they're not really aware how this is impacting their brand and their reputation. Mm-hmm. They're not really aware how this is actually stifling productivity, because when someone doesn't respect you, especially in the Caribbean, they don't care. Like, shut it down, forget it. I ain't doing nothing extra, whatever have you. Like, so I would say, when you are looking to have a courageous conversation where you're pointing out the way someone's communication may be negatively impacting them, mm-hmm. you want to be curious. Take it in an approach of curiosity. Hey, Julie, you may not be aware of this, but when you communicate this way, it shuts everything that you say off and it stifles productivity. May not be that exact language, but you start with the curiosity that, you know what, you may not be aware of this. Or, did you know that, when you use this word in our meetings, people just shut off, or people don't take you seriously, or, just really giving some coaching guidance around how it's impacting the business. Yeah. Would you be open to a short experiment? I want to see the impact and the result. If you describe this project or this goal or need in this way without using any of these words, I want to see the impact and the result of what's going to happen within the workplace. Right. Just getting them to start thinking that, okay, this might be different. This is provided that you have a leader that's open and receptive to that. Right. Because some leaders, they don't care. Exactly. They don't care what you think. They don't care. Like I said, they're all ego driven. Yeah. So you now, again, have to think about, how are you navigating within that ego driven environment? What is that person needing? What are they driven by? Yeah. Maybe they're driven by the vision that they could be more respected. If they're not driven by the vision that they could be more respected, maybe they're driven by pain. That, it's going to cause them to lose money. It's going to cause them to lose employees. It's going to cause them to, their bottom line will look poor when they have a high turnover and they have a negative reputation and nobody wants to work for them.